So, one of the things that I didn't really get into, and I wish I should have, and I wish I could have, it's not that I can't, I just really don't know much about it per se. And that's the whole VTT, virtual tabletop, Roll20 setup and system. Now, I think it's a good idea. I think that's how gaming is going to be in the next, 10, 15 years standard. And this will be very, very common. But I'm not going to lie. I understand what needs to be done. I just don't know how to go about putting my products online. Now, when I say that, that means I've had times where I've reached out to people and asked about stuff and got the information. But because of my regular life and everything that goes on, sometimes I can't get the stuff read or even get a chance to really fool around and test it out. So I've kind of stayed hands off on it. But I do know several friends who've started using VTT as the next step for their stuff. And honestly, it's a brilliant idea. I know for myself, the thing that I definitely know is going to be a killer and probably perfect on VTT, of course, is adventures and modules. And adventure paths, if you want to include that too. But that kind of setup is really kind of perfect for that. The downside, as it were, is that you're going to pay for a lot of maps. I mean, if you're going to do VTT correct, it's going to have maps. There's going to have maps of whatever you're doing, wherever you're going. And I think that's the one that even me, as an old-fashioned fan of cartography, knows that's going to be expensive. I mean, that's going to be amazingly expensive to the point where you start going, are you kidding me? Why is it so expensive? Because you think of just doing a map, unlike a regular piece of art. I mean, any piece of art you get, you can take that same piece of art and then repurpose it 20, 30 different times if you want. And ads, and other products, and just about everything. But maps are a little more unique. They're also a little more focused to a very specific thing. So if you don't really make maps or have a good map maker that's relatively cheap, it's an easy way to blow your budget. Because I mean, you do a map of something, it's going to be somewhere in the line of a full page color piece of artwork. And that can be easily anywhere between $200 to $500 to even $600. Now imagine if you do like 3 maps in one book. Ta-da! You know what happens after that? Yeah, you go broke. No, you don't go broke, but it's hard to recap your money. I was always amazed how TSR, WotC, Paizo, and just about everybody made those maps. Just recently, Green Ronin did a whole, I think the best way to handle maps, they have a whole thing called their danger zone. And basically, it's a map location with, hard stats behind it and stuff you can play. And you can use it in your game. But the smart thing for them is, they know they're going to use those maps over and over. While at the same time, they found a way to make paying for those maps at least a little bit cheaper. I mean, not tons of money cheaper, but cheaper enough. And you can use them more than once, as they say. So I think that's a smart idea. There's a lot of cartographers out there today who are doing maps. A lot of stuff you find on Patreon. A lot of guys who are specializing it, especially for fantasy. I mean, I'd love to find one for modern. If someone's doing modern maps, hey, reach out. I'm definitely interested because I've got a superhero setting and that's something that we want to do. So, hey, reach out. You never know. We might come up with something kind of cool and we do a good partnership. What can I say? That's the business we're in. So thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. If you like what we talked about, do us a huge favor. Look down and click on the thumbs up button if you liked it. Or if you didn't like what we said, click the thumbs down. We're good either way. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you all later.